Pleasure is only a false image of joy. It is beautiful, but it is just a reflection. You can notice this with your life. When you become very joyful, the need for pleasure will disappear or dissipate. Pleasure is a way of stimulating joy. Pleasure of eating, pleasure of drinking, other physical pleasures, mental and emotional pleasures, well, these pleasures are fine. But if you need to have pleasure, you need somebody or something. The moment this somebody or something is denied to you, it will bring enormous misery. So it is not because of fear of misery that you avoid pleasure. There is no need to avoid pleasure, it has its own beauty, it has its own rewards. But you must understand, as Khalil Gibran said, pleasure is the shadow of joy. Talking about Khalil Gibran, a Lebanese poet, and when I was very young, maybe when I was just 17, 18 years of age, I read his book called Prophet and then read many of his poems and stuff. This led me to a search that when I happened to be in Lebanon, I went looking for his place in the mountains and his house was made like this, his mountain home was… It was partially built, only about 25% built, rest of it is a cave. So the sitting room is a cave and a small lively rill flows through the sitting room. The sound of it and the whole place was so wonderful, and I spent nearly half a day or a little more than that there. And he also had a cave for his meditations. Khalil Gibran was an inspiration for a whole generation of people, a profound poet, a lively human being, and it was a great joy to be in his house and spend time there because he had such an impression on me when I was 17. Many years later, going to this space where he was during the last part of his life was a fantastic thing. So, let us understand this. It is not about being against pleasure. If you go deep enough into life, you're joyful by your own nature. You don't need an external stimulus. That means you're free. As long as you need an external help or an external aid to know some sense of pleasantness, pleasure is one level of pleasantness, joy is another level of pleasantness. To know this pleasantness, if you need some kind of device, something from outside, either a human being or things around you, then forever you will be enslaved. Pleasure is beautiful, but it's enslaving. Joy is wonderful, and above all, it is liberating.